This video is sponsored by Helsinki Metal Festival 2023.
Hello everybody out there, this is Kai.
And Michael.
And we are booked for the Helsinki Metal Fest as headliners on the
11th of August. After all the cancellations and stuff, we're happy to finally come to your country.
Yeah.
See you there then.
Yeah.
Bonjour and welcome to Rauta's Black Metal Reviews. This time we have a band from France called Moonreich. Now this is a band I've featured a few times previously with some older releases, and now it's time for a new album called Amer. And this one is a big step up, in my opinion, from what the band has previously been doing, because this is in fact their first solid, good album. Now, it's not maybe the most memorable. I mean, it definitely isn't that. But now the pieces of this particular puzzle are starting to fall into their place. And I could finally say, now it's definitely worth checking out. The previous ones, I haven't really done the whole discography, but past few ones, they have been more like hit and miss ones. Some are, or have been, pure mediocrity. Well, still are, and some have been like, yeah, this is promising but missing something. Now it's definitely going to direction where it starts to make more sense. The style is very fierce at some point, fast tempo and all that stuff. One could even say modern black metal in that sense. But now it seems like the intensity, production and individual pieces, riffs and all that stuff start finally making sense, like actually making something worthwhile, something that you want to spin another time and so on. But like I said, I still wouldn't call it great. So a little bit of criticism right here with the album that is actually fifth in the line. Now, ever since of Pillars of the Test 2015, I've been going through the band based on the review copies I've gotten, so there's that. And I get it, this is not the kind of a French black metal that speaks to all audience right there. I mean, French black metal can be very, very different things to different people by different bands. That's saying the black metal or metal noir kind of a thing, which was very much more present back in the early 90s or mid 90s and all early 2000s, is very, very different than what Moonreich here, for example, has to offer. The rawer kind has nothing to do with Moonreich's rather more modern take of French black metal. Nor it is super melodic than so many French melodic black metals tend to be. They're like overly medieval in their style and all that stuff. So at least three totally different styles of black metal coming from France, and they are all represented by different bands, obviously. But like I said, Moonreich has been going on since 2008, and they have been active throughout the years, releasing albums every 2 years or so, and this is the first time they actually have a bigger gap between full albums. I mean, 2 years, 3 years, now 5 years. Well, that with the Warm God EP back in 2019, but still. And maybe this is the reason why the band has matured a bit. Maybe they have taken more time. I don't know really the reasoning why Amer is now better, but all in all, this is something like more focused. It's as if the band started finally understanding what parts not to include versus what to include, and it all makes sense. Now, I'm not a big fan of lengthier songs such as this one going more than 13 minutes, or even the ones that are over 8 minutes. The thing here is, that's part of the problem when we talk about the memorability. I mean, there's a reason why so many hit songs, even in metal music, mind you, are 3 to 4, maybe maximum of 5 minutes. You should get certain amount of repetition, not too many riffs, too many parts and all that stuff, and you know, the house of cards is falling apart. So a little bit more focus means usually it's easier to digest and remember. Like some people sometimes make jokes like, okay, you must be this mainstream metal fan and you don't really understand underground metal. Maybe I don't for those people's perspective, but I'm saying even a lot of old school black metal classics, be it about Bathory or Celtic Frost or Venom, or a little bit later old school ones like Burzum or Darkthrone and all that stuff, they really, you know, prove the point. Like, you don't have to have 8-minute Metallica songs to make an impact. Sometimes less is more, or more like more focus is more. And that's the only real part of criticism I have for Amer. The thing here is, these songs are good, but they are not great, and maybe it's because the house of cards is just too big. Sometimes it's easier to just get the momentum when you're more focused and more straight to the point rather than go all artistic. I mean, sometimes all you need is a big pint of beer and a pizza, not 4 or 5 course dinner served in various plates and different forks and knives, and then you're like, what the hell, this is too much on one go. My point here is, focus is something that we need to cherish, and I would say Moonreich is definitely going to that direction, but a little bit more focus wouldn't hurt in terms of like making the songs more compact and as such more intense. But now the intensity when it comes to tempo and songwriting in general, individual riffs and all that stuff, and with good production is right there. So this is definitely something that you should be checking out, even with my mild criticism. So what it's worth, it's very close to being an 8 out of 10 album, which is definitely almost like challenging some of the classic ones in the genre. But being a little bit modern in the take, this is not for everybody. Not for those especially who are looking for some kind of old school sound and feel and atmosphere and all that stuff. But if you're open for more modern take of black metal, Amer by Moonreich is definitely up for there. So check it out. Links provided in the description box. If you like the video, check out, like and subscribe. Bye bye.